I know it's a joke, it's just a video. These videos are such that we shouldn't take them too seriously. When you get to the situation, what you do might be different from what you've said. But I do want there to be some thought put into the fact that even our Christian girls are not satisfied with 9 out of 10 or 8 out of 10, which is a video I did earlier where I was talking about how the man can be almost perfect, and yet women would still say, nah, I don't really, nah. Whereas the other two that's missing could be things that could be worked on. In the same way that we mention these options, we could literally say he's 6 foot tall, but he's an abuser. And you would still hear women go, yeah, I can change him. I can change him. You will still hear women do that because at the end of the day, the dating market is visual first. It is what it is. And look, this is how God made us. The only difference is Christians need to look deeper. Like, you have to actually make a conscious effort to look deeper than the looks. But at the end of the day, the thing that welcomes you through the door of dating is the way you look. People look at you, and then after that, they want to hear what you say. So it's interesting. I do like this video, but it really does break my heart to see. Again, guys, I'm not taking it so serious, but I do know that there's elements of truth in this as well. It breaks my heart to see that even Christian girls are not easy to please. Even Christian girls are going to struggle to have, I guess, mating options or dating options because of certain types of mindset. Some of the things that I mentioned here are very important to Christianity, and yet some of the girls still went, nope. And some of the things that are mentioned here were actually things that the Bible would call sinning, such as scamming people, and yet some of the Christian girls stayed. Some of the things here, like I said, a visual is first, but some of the things here we're meant to look beyond height, and yet some of the Christians still like, It is what it is. Look, Christian girls, I want to talk to you guys for a second. Listen to this video. I'm hoping that you kind of see the psychology behind how you guys think as women. Young Christian boys tend to be, and I'm going to speak for myself, we tend to be driven. There's a particular time in our life where we're driven by our faith. Like, everything about us is our faith. There's something that comes with maturity though. As you grow older, you tend to start to see life differently. And the Bible actually talks about this, that when you were a child, you talked like a child, you behaved like a child, you did things like a child. In other words, if you give a child information, he's only gonna perceive that information at the level that he's at. But the Bible says when he grows up, he puts away childish things. So there's an application of the word that can be childish, which is why our faith is ever growing. Once you get to a particular age, for me, I started to mature a lot more once I had my first child. Once I had my first child, I started perceiving the world differently, and my faith grew in contrast or in addition to how my view of the world had changed because I had a child. And from then on, I started gaining perspective as well as mature in my faith, meaning that my behavior and the way that I apply the word of God started to change. When you meet us, and you should meet us when we're like, I guess, tunnel visioned when it comes to faith. That's why I said there's a childish way to apply faith. When you meet us then, you need to be happy that that's where we are, because we're the type of people that even when we gain perspective, even when we grow, even where we get to a point like me where I had my first child and my perspective changed, our faith is ever strong. Like, it's solid. Like, those early years build our foundation. There is a line that is drawn in the sand that we would never ever cross, right? I'm talking specifically about my experience, and I know there's lots of guys, and I have friends, I have Christian friends, there's lots of young men who are exactly like me. The people like me, we remained pure. We didn't go out after girls, we didn't drink alcohol, we didn't smoke, we didn't do drugs, we didn't do any of that. So we always drew a line in the sand, like we would never cross certain things. But also we were very serious with our faith, always going to church, always praying, always doing all those things. If you get us at that point, this is the best man you can have, I would say. There will be some parts of us that is very tunnel vision, that is very childish in the way we apply our faith. But be patient. Be patient. Because of the line that will never be crossed, there's certain things we would never do to you. But there will be things that you may see that you'll be like, oh, it's a bit too spiritual. Like, oh, but have some patience, because over time, maturity sets in. Maybe he has his first child, maybe he gets married to you, maybe he has a job, maybe whatever it may be, and then he starts to see the world differently, and his faith grows and matures accordingly, but he keeps that foundation. This is why it breaks my heart, because I hear this, again, remember guys, I do know it's a joke. I hear this and I'm like, oh, you guys are missing out, right? In my heart, that's what I hear. When I look at this video, I think to myself, this is why Christian girls are missing out, because you're unable to settle for, and I use the word settle, purposely, because that's the word that women use when they stay, right? You see the women who stay for the options, women call that settling. They're like, oh yeah, I can work with that. But really and truly, you have to look beyond what you see. There are some precious thing in that man. And sometimes when I say I gain maturity, sometimes maturity comes when he meets you, right? Sometimes change comes when he meets you. Even with me and my lady, I dressed differently once I met her. I spoke differently once I met her. I did things differently because I met her. So things do always change, and sometimes that change comes because of you as the woman. So I urge you ladies, there is a thing that we always say in church: don't let the world influence the church. Don't bring the things of the world into the church. And this just looks like one of those things where it just seems like Christian girls, and on other topics, Christian guys, are behaving like the world when we're supposed to be different. That's all I have to say on this topic, guys. I appreciate you guys watching my video. What do you guys think? Do you agree with me? Are there guys like me still out there? Let me know in the comments below. Ladies, have you met guys like me who are rigid? We can be rigid. We can be one way or the highway. But as we grow, we start to open and expand our horizon. Our faith matures accordingly. Are there guys like me? Let me know in the comments below. Are you with a guy like me and you're frustrated? Let me know in the comments below. I would say be patient with him. Count your blessings. There are things that he would never do that you can have confidence in. There are ways he will always treat you that you can have confidence in. There is the way he will treat you that you can have confidence in. So that all the other things, right, the other 2 out of 10 where you already have the 8, can be worked on, or can be improved on, or can change over time. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I appreciate you guys watching my video. What do you guys think of the video? What do you think of my thoughts on it? Leave it in the comments below. Remember to hit that subscribe button if you're new here. I want to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark before the end of the year, and I really appreciate your sub today. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one.
Women, do not get married. These men will take everything.
Nurses don't make that much.
They will promise you so much. They will promise you so much. And it will feel great at first. It will feel peaceful at first. And for some reason, when you have their child, they will abandon you.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I've got a good one for you today. Before I do that, hit that subscribe button. Help me get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. That's the goal for the year. Before the end of the year, we want to get to 1,000 subs so I can become a YouTube partner. I'd really appreciate your sub today. Let's check out today's video.
Okay, this is a crash out post. I'm currently crashing out. Sorry in advance.
Okay.
Women, do not get married and have kids unless you plan on and are capable of becoming a single mom. Because 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, I don't know, statistically high, that's probably what's going to happen to you. Right. Now, I love being a mom. I really do. And in fact, I quite enjoy most of the time being a single mom.
Okay.
She's
a single mom?
Is not fair. The world is not set up for single moms. You will struggle. I don't care what job you have. I don't care how much you get paid. Especially in this economy right now, okay? The world is not set up for single mothers. It will be hard. It will test you in ways that you didn't know.
Okay.
That you could even be tested. You will have to fight for those kids, most likely. You will have to fight for those kids. You will have to wake up every morning and question, do just real talk. If motherhood is really something that you want anymore, because these men make it so hard.
Is she a single mom or not?
So hard.
As in, like, is she married?
Take away all of the tender moments of motherhood that you could have had, but you were stuck in survival mode. So you didn't even really get to enjoy it.
Okay.
You're just surviving, trying to raise these kids, trying to do the best you can, and you get $250 a month.
Oh, okay. She's divorced.
That is pennies. That is the gas money it is taking me to drop them off at their father's house and pick them back up. $250 a month. And my ex is a nurse. $250 a month.
What does that mean? You should give more or less? I don't know. Because of the nurse?
I'm sorry. Oh, I don't even know if I'm going to post this. These men will take everything.
Nurses don't make that much.
They will promise you so much. They will promise you so much. And it will feel great at first. It will feel peaceful at first. And for some reason, when you have their child, they will abandon you. They will discard you. Even if they don't cheat, even if they don't do anything significant, they'll emotionally turn away from you. To the point where you leave. I left. I can't do that. It is not what
the truth is coming out.
Not what you think it is. I promise you. I promise you. And before you come on here and say, oh, well, my situation's not like that. Good for you, honey.
Oh.
You are in the 1% of women that are very
not 1%.
Lucky, because the rest of us don't have that. And the rest of us become single moms. And it sucks because all I wanted was to be a mom. I love being a mom. But the best parts of my motherhood were taken from me. And in fact, the first time I got pregnant, the man said he couldn't have kids. And then fought me in court for 5 years. Fought me in court for 5 years to take away my son that he claimed in the beginning he wasn't even capable of producing.
Yeah, but now he has one.
Want to wrap it up at first. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, no, that doesn't make. That's not an own.
I can't handle it.
That's not an own.
I can't handle this. I can't handle men anymore. Y'all are liars. You lie to women. You promise us a lot. We are objects to you. We are things that you put on your shelf. I am a
Why did you leave?
And my life is forever changed. My life is forever changed. I will never be the same. My youth was stolen from me. I had to put my boots on the ground and become a single mom at 21 years old.
Good age.
I didn't get to live. I didn't get to live. I didn't. My life is not what I wanted it to be. Not even
That's
close.
Why she's upset.
But I love being a mom.
That's the reason why she's crashing out.
At one time.
She's looking back and realizing.
Men. We are at a point in society where we are waking up to the reality of the patriarchy, which is a very real thing that I didn't used to believe in. And I do now. To what men are really like. I will never see the change in men that I need to see to feel safe enough to ever date again in my entire life. Okay. It will take too long. The change that we need to see in men will take too long. It's 100, 200 years from now.
Oh, okay.
So that's
this is interesting.
So just don't date men. Just don't. Just focus on yourself. And don't have kids with the wrong person.
That's the right
lesson. I don't know how to tell you what man is the right man because I thought they both were.
Both?
I thought they both were the right man, and they were not.
So it's two men?
Okay, this is a
I'm sorry, but what? So, guys, I was listening to her, and I had some empathy for her until she said he didn't cheat, he didn't do anything. She alluded to some kind of way emotionally. That's why you left? So this is what I'm hearing. You didn't leave for any good reason, and now you're having a tough time, and now you're lashing out at everyone. That's what I'm hearing. And then at the end, she alluded again to having two men. So her lashing out is not for one man who she married and had his kids. She's had 2 goes of this, and she's made bad decisions. And now she's left the marriage and having to live like a single parent, right? She said she has to drop the kids off at his house, which means he has custody, because of course he would, because he didn't cheat, he didn't do anything wrong, I would say personally. Guys, you can't leave your husband because he's emotionally distant. That is not a reason to divorce. That's not a reason to separate your family. Cheating is like, should be like the standard. It should be the standard, right? And even then, and I'm not an advocate for this, but there is provision in the Bible for people to forgive their husbands or their wife for cheating on them. Better you than me, because, you know, and a lot of people, you know, there's a lot of things in the Bible that we know we should do, and most of us at face value would just be like, nope, God, you're just gonna have to come down from heaven and do this one. But you find a lot of people finding themselves in these situations, like cheating, husband and wife, and finding a way to work it out, forgiving each other and moving on. But for me, and I love that, that's amazing. I don't want that to be me, because I don't know if I can do that. But that's not my point. My point is, cheating should be the standard. That is the one reason that is like guaranteed, where you can be like, okay, you betrayed the marriage bed, you sullied the marriage bed, I can leave you. Apart from, and for me also, I'll probably add DV in there. But with DV, for me, it'll just be a separation thing. I don't know how that would work. But those are the two things. Apart from those two things, you can't leave your family, leave your wife, leave your husband because he's emotionally distant. What the hell is that? And now you've made a terrible decision. This is just me just guessing what's happened in this lady's life, because I do not agree with this. This is what I think has happened. She's made a terrible decision to leave, I guess, man 2 now, right? Man 2 has got shared custody because of course he would. And now she's upset because she has to drop the kids at their house, right? And realizing that, oh, I'm coming out of pocket because he's not sending enough money. That's what the issue is. Sometimes women, and I'm not saying this is what she did, but some women divorce for the alimony. That's by the by. My point is that what she's doing here is very simple. She's looked back in hindsight at her life and her decisions and realized that this is trash. She's realized that I've made terrible decisions. And when you do that, you have two choices. You can either be like, yeah, I take responsibility. I did not do that well. And probably even go a step further and call the people that you probably hurt. You might have hurt some people along the way. It takes two to tango. Take responsibility and be like, yeah, that was bad. Because if you do that, it informs future decisions, because you're going to end up in future decisions realizing that this is what you did in the past, and then you don't do the same thing again. You could either take responsibility or you could do what she's done. And what happens is, a lot of people get to a certain age, they get to a certain time in life where reflection is paramount. Like, reflection is literally forced on you. Your life flashes in front of you and you start to take stock. Like, Christians are taught to do this all the time. Like, even with me and my family, we try to do it every birthday, we do it every Christmas. We are taught to kind of reflect a lot about our lives, our decisions, what we say, what we do. But a lot of people don't do that. Like, they're not taught to do that. It's not a thing. But life forces reflection on you at some point. And it tends to happen when you get to like your late 30s. Like, it's the same thing that's happening in the relationship sphere. A lot of women get to 20, 21, 22, and they're like, I don't need no man, I'm young, I can do anything. They get to 30 and life forces reflection on them, and they're just like, oh gosh, I don't have time. Life does that to you. My point is, when reflection comes, you have a choice, take responsibility, and if you don't do that, you lash out like this woman, because in your mind, this wouldn't have happened if this person didn't do this. In other words, somebody made you do all those things. Somebody forced you to get married. Somebody forced you to have a child. Somebody forced you to divorce your husband. Somebody forced you to become a single mom by leaving your husband's house and going to live by yourself. And now I'm only getting $250 from a nurse salary for alimony. No, this is why she's lashing out, because she's realized this is trash. My life is this is trash. Like, I haven't done well. That's what she's realizing. And instead of getting up and being like, okay, let's move forward from here, she's, all men are trash, don't get married women, don't do this, throwing all the tantrum is crazy. I don't agree with this lady. I don't like this video. I've never said I don't like a video, but I don't like this video. I really don't. And it just goes to show how the red pill and the feminist movement grow, it's just a bunch of people making terrible decisions. You make a terrible decision, you act on impulse. Maybe you're upset with your husband, so you just like, I'm going to show him he can't live without me, so I'm just going to leave him. You make the decision, and then the decision ruins your life, and then now you want to blame someone. I hate that so much. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she's right. Maybe she's right that women should never get married because men are trash. Maybe. Or maybe I'm right that she's made some bad decisions. And now life is basically saying, look, hi, you're in your late 30s now, or you're 40 now. What do you have to show for it? It is what it is. But nah, you can't do that. Do all these things and then turn around and come and be like, oh, I didn't do nothing, it's not my fault. I don't believe in that. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Whatever your thoughts are, guys, leave it in the comments below. Remember to leave me a like and hit that subscribe button, guys. Help me get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. I really appreciate it. Guys, I want to get to 1,000 subscriber mark and more by the end of this year so that I can finally become monetized. I'd really appreciate your sub today. I'll see you guys in my next video. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Guys, I appreciate you guys watching my video. Please leave a like, comment, and sub. Let's check out today's video.
You don't have a phone?
No,
Why?
because I have good parents.
Sorry about it.
You don't have a phone?
Oh, is that it? These videos are
I
very
have
short.
good parents.
Okay, so the conversation about the phone is interesting because I don't see the phone personally as something positive. When we were younger, they were brick phone, and even then they posed a threat to us. Like, parents were not fans of them. But at that point, the brick phone was fine, I think. What did you get? Like snakes and ladder games, calls and text? That was it. And yet we were still like having issues. Now we literally have supercomputers in the palm of our hand. And we know from studies, from experience, from children that we see on road, in the bus, in the train, from TikTok, from Facebook, like we know the negative impact of this device on a young mind. And even mature minds, I would say, right? Even mature minds, even people, big old people are affected by phones. And yet we think it's okay for like 6, 7, 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds to have phones, to have supercomputers in the palm of their hands. And they're meant to be like in development stage of their brain, their social experimenting, I guess, like being able to be social, talk to people, all that good stuff, all the things that the phone negates or is negative towards, and yet we still give it to them. And then let's not talk about the dopamine, the addictive side of it. Like, it's crazy. I personally, and I said it in a couple of my videos already, do not believe that children 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 should have phones. That's how high I'm gonna go. I think anything 14 upwards, I think it's fine. Like, and you really would have had to have done your homework. That's my opinion. You really have to have done your homework in terms of raising them well by the time you get there. I think anything above 14, depending on the level of your child, because children have addiction levels, right? Which is why some don't get addicted to certain things and some do. And some, when they get addicted, they go hard, they go crazy hard. And some are able to, like, I'm addicted for a bit and now I can just put it down. Depending on the maturity rate of your child, anything from 14, I would say you can give it to them. And even at that age, it should be managed. I don't think phones are good for our children. I never thought they were. And like I said already, it affects even adults. So if it's affecting even an adult brain, how much more the young mind? It just rots their brain. Like, it's all they think about. They're always on it. It becomes a crutch. It becomes something they can't live without. It's just crazy. I don't believe that. And I think that the further away you can postpone it, the better. If you don't agree with me saying 14, 12, sure. But 6, 7, like those pivotal ages, hell no. I don't believe that, but that's just me. And what's so funny about this is that parents don't think children can exist without phones these days. You existed without a phone. You existed. You went about your business. You got on the bus, got on the train, went out, came home, like went to school, came home, you were fine. You existed. Yes, you can always call on negative stories that happened, but that happened because people were wicked, people were crazy, people had some form of vendetta, and we don't pray that that happens to you, but you go out and you come in. You used to go out to school and you used to come back home without having a phone. So it's like the fear factor of our surroundings has been driven up so high that even some children don't even go to the park on their own because of the fear factor. Some children don't even, if they go to the park, they go with their parents. It's crazy. Like we don't even trust our surroundings. But the phone is not what's going to fix that, because if your child was going to be attacked, God forbid, the phone is going to be taken off them anyway. So that's just how I think, guys. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you agree with me? Maybe you probably disagree that 14 is way too late to have a phone. Sure. Maybe you believe actually, yes, a 6, 7, 8-year-old should have a phone. Sure. Let me know in the comments below. Or whether you believe actually, no, they shouldn't be having a phone even at such an age as 14 or at all, you know, until they become a certain age. Let me know what age you think is the best in the comments below, guys. I'll see you in my next video. Guys, please remember to leave me a like, comment, and sub. Let's go. I've had this 4 times. I'm having it again now. Oh, that's lovely. Look at the excitement. Oh, that's lovely. You can't tell if it's crying or laughing. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Hey. Go on, marathon. Let's go. Uh-huh. Oh, that's lovely. Whoa. Go on, who's gonna make the move? No, this is really lovely. This is lovely.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Oh, it's always when Dad comes back from work, isn't it? Guys, look at the smile on my face. This is, oh, and she even dropped the cardboard. It's a thing of beauty. It's amazing to be a father. I'm never going to stop saying that. And I know a lot of people in this day and age put various things on it as a barrier, money, all sorts. I'm a firm believer that you can be the brokest person. As long as you are willing to be there, the child always comes with provision. I believe that firmly, that every child, if the parents are willing to do right by them, and I don't say that that's what will make the provision come, but I just believe that every child comes with its own blessing. It's just unfortunately, or fortunately, I would say fortunately, it wasn't meant to be abused. That provision is placed into the hands of the parent. If you're not willing to be a good parent, the provision provided will never come, or there's just various spiritual implications to these things. But let's just state like the perfect scenario. Your parent, or let's just say you're just newly married and you want to have children, but you don't want to have children because you don't have the resources. Personally, I would say that it's good that you think that way, and I think that mindset is very good, but you can challenge God. You can basically think of it in a way that God, who provides the child, tends to provide the provision. For example, I had my first child and I was the brokest I could ever be, right? My first child came into the brokest version of me, and yet he never suffered. He never wanted for anything. And there were days we didn't know where the next meal was going to come from. But this child was never hungry. Like, God blessed us in the most random of random ways. I'm saying this now, and some people will probably be like, yeah, but why would you bring a child into that? It depends on how you look at it. I just believe that God makes provision for the child to be saved. And if you, as a parent, are good parents, you would basically give your right arm anyway and make sure the child eats, even if you don't have to eat. But look where we are now. You know, we're now in a place where the fourth child is enjoying is enjoying life. The first child, we never had a car. We were walking everywhere, busting everywhere. The fourth child, we've got like the best car ever. So it is what it is. I would just say, if you're the kind of person who doesn't want to have children because people have told you, oh, why would you bring a child into the world? No. There are extremes of that statement, and those extremes are what this statement is based on. But if you're a young couple, you haven't really settled yet, you haven't really found your stride, but you definitely want to have children and time is not on your side, I would say have your child and God will bless. God will bless you so that the child would be okay, right? It's not like you sit down in your house doing nothing. You're still looking to do what you need to do, find your place in life, find your career, all that good stuff. And as you're doing that, God's going to bless you. It may sound delusional, but it's something that I've had. Like I said, I was the brokest of the brokers. And now look at me today. And a lot of that, my children played a massive part in that. Not just in the drive that I had, because it definitely puts a fire under your bum to get up and go to work, but in just the amount of doors that open as a result. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But yeah, it's an amazing thing to be a father. I don't know why I went on that rant, but it's an amazing thing to be a father, to be a parent. If you haven't experienced it and you don't want to, don't be a deadbeat. Don't get some random girl pregnant. Get married. Do it the right way. And then have your kids. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I appreciate you guys watching this video. All right, let's check out the next video.
When your kids turn 13, 14, they will go outside of the home to test and discover who their own identity is, who they are. And in those moments, if you fight them, they will never come back to the family union. Parents wrestle with this all the time, where their kid is like dyeing their hair and hanging out with the wrong people, doing all this stuff, and they're like worried that they're gonna do something wrong and ruin the rest of their life. In those moments, be sure you've introduced them to people that you trust to be their guides. And I just think about that for my kids. I'm designing the people that are in their life that I trust, that can guide them when they stop coming to me, because they will, and that's normal.
Okay, so there's something weird about what he said. He said that whenever children turn 13, 14, they tend to go out anyway. There's something wrong with that statement. Not all children do that. And we have to be aware as parents that children are different. And there are some who are by design just explorative and they don't sit in one place. They have questions for days. They want to explore the world more than others. And there are those who are just a little bit more reserved. Isn't this just indicative of what we are as the human race? There's so many different versions of us in the world. So you don't expect everyone to behave the same way. So not all children, when raised well or raised right, go outside. It all comes down to parenting, and I know what he's speaking about is an aspect of parenting, but it all comes down to how you parent your child. We have to remember, and I've been saying this a lot in some of my videos, that you have to understand the age of your child, especially being a child yourself at one point, and then decide how you're gonna drip feed and release information into their hand. The mistake that our predecessors made was that they treated a 14, 15, 16-year-old as if he was 6, right? And there's a fear factor for parents of the olden day that made them really over-shield and over-protect their children, which led to a massive rebellion, right? The child rebelled. It's like prison, isn't it? Like if you keep somebody in a prison without them having a reason to be in the prison, like if you're in prison, you did something wrong, you're in prison. There's an element of, yeah, I'm meant to be here. But when somebody is not meant to be in prison, and let's say they even got framed, there's an element of wanting to get out. Like they're just like, no, I'm not supposed to be here. And that's how it is with parents. If you overshield your children, they're going to feel like, why am I being shielded like this? Why can't I have that? But if you release information into their hands and you become, you're the parent, you're supposed to have all the answers. You're meant to have all the answers. Even if you've never experienced something, you should still have the answer to that question. And when they come to you to ask that question, you need to have the wisdom to deliver the answer the way that it should be delivered to them. You can't be so extreme that you expose them to evil and stuff that their brain can't handle at that point. But you're not also supposed to belittle them and make them feel like, no, you just can't know about it because you just can't, right? So what he's saying, I get what he's saying, and it's probably for parents who may have made some mistakes along the way, and then the children start to explore unnecessarily at 13, 14. But if you do it right, your child doesn't have to do that, because whenever they want to do something, whenever they want to explore, because they trust you, because you've been a parent they can come to for solutions and answers, they're going to come to you. That's been my experience. They're going to come to you. Like with my kids, I've already told them, listen, once you're 17, 18, you're in charge of your life. Like, you make choices. Once you leave my house, I don't care what you do. Like, I'm gonna trust that whatever I have done, whatever I've put in you, is more than enough for you to make the decision that you want to make. But also at the same time, I told them, I know you're gonna make mistakes, and when you do, you know, we make jokes about it. I'm not gonna come and bail you out, because that's part of being an adult. Of course, we say that, but they're still our kids at the end of the day, and we don't know what we will do. But I joke with them as an African dad, as an African parent, don't call me, because you know better. You're not going to come crawling back to me and say, oh, dad, come and deliver me. No, you're 21. You're 19. Sorry, right? I taught you better than that. And that's how we joke with our children, right? We joke with them to let them know like that, look, this is not going to be forever. You're not going to be in this house forever. And me and your mom are going to trust that everything we taught you is going to carry you for the rest of the way. Because at some point, I'm going to kick you out of my house. You're going to go to uni. You're going to go get your own flat. And you're going to have to make these decisions on your own. You're going to miss this. This is not forever. So this is where I'm coming from. I don't believe your children have to go off and do crazy stuff because they're now teens. I don't believe in that at all. I'm sorry. And also what I base that on, young Christian, is, you know, the scripture that says if you raise your child in the way he's meant to go, he will not depart from it. And Christians, look, we take scriptures out of context a lot. When you raise your child in the way of the Lord, it doesn't just mean shoving the scriptures down their throat, whether they like it or not. That's not what it means. It's just as important to sit down and read scriptures and let your children ask questions. If they don't understand something, you answer it rather than saying it's just how it is, right? That's just as important as you being what they're reading. Like being the good guy, being the upstanding member of society, being a hardworking man, being a good man to their mother, being a good man to the people around you. Like these things all make up that scripture where it says, train up your child. Train up your child is not just opening the Bible and forcing it down their throat, telling them you have to go to church, telling them you have to be in church every day. No, it's about training. It's about teaching. It's about showing, right? Elements of training means that the teacher has to sit down and actually do the thing they want you to do. Do it so that they can see how it looks, and then they try to do it. I know I've gone on a rant, but guys, look, your children don't have to go wayward. That's basically what I'm saying. Your child doesn't have to have a terrible teens moment. Your child doesn't have to go out and try, you know, all sorts of nonsense and then come back and say, oh yeah, I've tried it. No, they don't have to, because you should be the one who gives them the answer. Why should your child have to go and try drugs, alcohol, right? Why should your child have to go and try all sorts of nonsense, get damaged by it, and then come back? Why should they have to do that? It's not necessary, because you should have the answer to that. You should have imagery for that. You should have experience, if you have any, to be able to say, no, look, this is what I did, and be transparent and be like, yeah, I did it, right? My children ask me a lot of questions, and they ask you, have you ever done this? Have you ever done this? And I'll tell them, yeah, when I was this age, I did that. And they would ask me, what was it like? How was it? What did you do? And I'll tell them transparently, like, this is what happened. It was fun at the time, but this is what happened as a result of it. These are the answers that you give the child. And then the child can compute, okay, this is the answer I got. I can compare it to probably stuff I've heard outside. It sounds true because they will know when you're lying, right? Parents don't like to admit when they've done stuff in their past because they want to be able to tell the child, no, you can't do that. You don't want to admit that, actually, yeah, I did do it when I was young. But you need to, because that will give them perspective and it will give them some level of control over the decision that they're going to make. So I'm going to leave it at that, guys. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you agree with what I'm saying. You know, I don't think your child has to go wayward at 13, 14 to go and find themselves. I don't think they have to do that. If you're a good parent, you're able to have serious conversations with your children, add some humor, add some humanity, you know, add some, just be true to your children. Yeah, you're still going to discipline, you're still going to do this, but let them know this doesn't last forever. At some point they're going to go, and when they go, they are in charge of their life. There's nothing you can do after a certain point. You need to let them know that. So I don't believe you have to go wayward. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think that, you know, every child has to go far away at 14, 15, go dye their hair, go drink alcohol and all sorts, and, you know, have all sorts of nonsense? Do you think that has to happen? Or do you think, actually, no, I didn't do that and my parents gave me all the answers that I needed? Or I didn't do that, I was able to watch other people, ask my parents, and they told me this, and it put me off it. Let me know, guys. See you on the next one. Let's see what the next video is saying. Let's check out the next video, guys.
I'm not ready to be a dad, okay? I never wanted this,
Whoa.
and you've trapped me! I'm not
Oh,
ready
is that
to be
it?
a dad, okay? I never wanted this, and you've trapped me!
Okay. Guys, I'm watching these videos. I've never seen them, so I'm just as surprised. This is not fake. I'm not faking the reaction. I have not actually seen these videos. So it's like a 5-second video. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what the context is. I will say, guys, if you don't want a child. But then again, I also know, right? Guys, we're talking about Christians, aren't we? The Bible says a woman can seduce a man. Wives can seduce their husband, 100%. And sex in itself is such that you can make decisions without thinking, and then when you finish, that's when you go, oh crap, I shouldn't have done that. That's what sex is, that powerful that, you know, it is what it is. That's what happens. You do the act and you think to yourself, oh crap, what have I done? Even though no matter how you spin it, no matter how you slice it, you're still responsible for your actions regardless. Yeah, it is what it is. But I'm still of the notion that, look, if you doesn't want the child, don't. First of all, don't have sex. You shouldn't be having sex outside marriage anyway. You shouldn't. You should not. Period. Right? I know we live in a time where people believe that you can sleep around and women can sleep around just as much as men, and men can do the same. No. No. I don't believe that for a second. And I wouldn't wish that type of lifestyle on anyone, especially our daughters, our girls. I wouldn't wish that, because the more you say you're being liberated, all that's happening is men are able to say they've had you. No matter how you want to slice it, the society may say this is how it is. It really isn't. It really isn't. You can lie about it. That's not how it is. Sorry. But yeah, so I don't see any other way to say this, but apart from, look, if you didn't want the child, then you know what you should have done. Don't have sex. And, you know, I'm not even going into have sex but protect yourself. No, don't do it. Period. But also, he looks so frustrated. And she's putting it on video. I don't agree with that, right? And obviously now he looks crazy. He looks crazy. He looks like, get that woman out of there now before he slaps her. That's what it looks like. He looks like, you know, he's about to do something. So, yeah. I'm not going to follow it anymore because I know I'm probably going to jump into a rabbit hole. But that video looks a bit disturbing. But we don't know the backstory. It could be he didn't want it. She pleaded for it. Because it does happen, right, guys? In marriage, you know, the wife wants a child, the woman, the guy doesn't. And the guy's like, oh, we don't have money or whatever. And she's like, oh, it's fine. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. And I believe that children come with their own blessings. Children, if you have a child, even if you're broke, I believe from my faith, guys, that when you have a child, blessings follow the child, and the blessing itself is placed into the hands of the parent. You know, you continue to strive, go to work, do your thing, God will bless you so that the child will be looked after. That is my personal belief. But, you know, sometimes people just don't want the child, and that's fine. But as a couple, it needs to be something you agree, not like pressure into, because once you pressure someone into it, when push comes to shove, they don't have the strength to manage it because they never really wanted to manage it, if that makes sense. So that video looks disturbing, and it looks crazy, and it looks like that woman needs to stop whatever she's doing. And, you know, yeah. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. Appreciate you guys watching my video. Remember to leave a like, comment, and sub. Follow on whatever platform you're watching. I'll see you on the next one. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Guys, I appreciate you guys watching my video. Please remember to leave me a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Help me get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. Let's check out today's video.
Gentle parenting does not produce first-time obedience, and it is one of the most important things that you can have, is the ability to ask your child to do something, and they do it. But gentle parenting, I have to get down, I have to negotiate, I have to talk to you on your level and see if you really feel like it. But that's not life. That's not the way that it's going to work when their teacher says, hey, this is what we're doing. It's not what's going to work when they have a job and the boss will say, hey, I need you to do it this way. It's not how life works. They're not going to get on their level and have a conversation. True. And so we have to raise our children that when I ask you to do something, just do it. Do it. And you do it the first time. I noticed in the parking lot with my granddaughters, who are first-time obedient granddaughters, that I'm able to say, hey, to my 2.5-year-old, put your hand on the car while I get your brother out of the car, because we're in a busy parking lot. And she does. She listens to me. I'm still watching because I'm going to be careful, right? And then I watched just a few days ago in the parking lot that this mom, right, her 4-year-old took off running throughout the parking lot. Whoa. Cars are going all over. She's got to chase him. He's all over the place. And then she gets down on his level and she's like, okay, now what was wrong with your behavior? What could you do differently? I can tell you what you can do differently is you can listen to me the first time. You could have been killed. We don't realize that in the junior, higher years, I have to be able to say stop. You're not hanging out with those friends, and be able to be confident that my children will listen to me and obey, because they can destroy their life because they were not raised to first-time obedience. That's what I expect, and that's what I get.
Okay, let's be fair. Let's be realistic. Not all children are going to listen the first time. That's a fact. Okay, look, even amongst my children, guys, I have the child who listens the first time. I have the child who doesn't listen the first time. I have the child who tests to see if you're serious. I have the child who likes to be mischievous. Not all children are going to listen the first time. So while I understand what he's saying, it's not realistic, right? But I do agree completely that gentle parenting is not good parenting. Period. There's a time for emotional intelligence, and I pray and I ask parents to, I guess, become more intelligent when it comes to emotional interactions with their children. There is a time for that. But there's also a time for, okay, this is what we're doing. This is what you need to do. And that's just it, right? That's not a gentle parenting thing. That's just literally your parents have said, this is what you're doing. And I think for the most part, your child would do what you're saying if they know why. Obviously, when I was growing up, you never were allowed to ask why. You just have to do it. And don't get it twisted. The reason why they've asked us to do those things were important. Like what he's saying, you could die, right? But as a child, we wanted to know why. And because we were so desperate to know why, we just never got the why. And as a result, we would rebel. But the truth of the matter is, if we had done those things, even though we didn't have the why, we could have died. That's a fact. Don't go to the lake because there's a snake in the lake. We could have died. But we never got the because. We never got the because. You know, I said there's a snake in the lake, but we just got, don't go to the lake, period. So I get what he's saying, but I do believe that not all children, because just like not all people are the same. Like there are people who are headstrong, people who are more prideful, there are people who are more stern, and there are people who are just a lot more gentle, a lot more peaceful, a lot more relaxed. There are people who are a lot more nonchalant. That's just how it is. Those things are already ingrained in us from birth. You know how your child is. Like the job of a parent is to try and get to know that specific child, because not all types of discipline will work on specific children. Some children, you don't even need to say much. They're just gonna be like, yep. Some children are just like that. They don't like trouble. They don't want to get on your bad side. So you just say, do it, and they do it. Some children, they like trouble. they just do. Some children like trouble and they just want to test. What are you gonna do about it if I don't do it? It is what it is. So it's not realistic what he's saying. Or maybe all his children were the same. Maybe. Who knows? But young parents, young Christians, I will advise you that you can't adopt gentle parenting. Yes, there's an emotional intelligence that you need to have with your children. But at the end of the day, they are children and you need to teach them to listen. Yes, give them the reason why. And I think that's one of the most important things that we missed out when we were young, because it does make a difference when your child knows why you have said no to something. Bring them along, right? Let them see that, you know, the things that you're telling them to do are things that you've done, that things that you've had to do, so that they don't feel alone. They don't feel like you're just being a dictator. They know that, oh, okay, my dad did this too. Oh, my dad was naughty too. It's good for your children to hear that you were naughty as well. Let them know what you did and let them know the discipline you received for doing it. Bring them along with your life. I was talking in a previous video about how the video where the guy was saying about how children being living room kids and others being their bedroom kids because their parents never invited their children into their lives. So the child, as soon as they come home from school, just goes straight to the bedroom, closes the door, because he's not invited to that open communal area of their parents' lives. So he doesn't have anything in common with them. These are the things that you need to work on when you're raising your children. It's not about gentle parenting and it's not about strict parenting. It's about knowing that specific child and working with the tools that you need to reach that child, support that child, and you know, they're your children, love them. I just felt like it wasn't realistic what he was saying. Like, you know, not all children are gonna be like that. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. I am a very big fan of discipline. I don't mess around with my children, but it didn't come easily, right? You still have to work with the child to get the child to a point where the child understands what they're doing and why they're doing it, and then they can do it without being forced. And another thing, don't make your children fear you. Like, we feared our parents, because back in the day, discipline was crazy. It was crazy. So we feared our parents. You don't want to be the parent that is feared. You want to be the parent that is loved. And just like he said, when you go to work, we bust jokes with our managers, right? But when our manager said, okay, here's an order, go do it, you know when to switch. It's the same with your children. Your children should be able to mingle with you, roll around with you. And then when you say, okay, bam, this is the order, go do it, they should be able to switch and be like, okay, this is not playtime with daddy now. This is now daddy saying I need to go and do something, let me go do it. The intricacies of raising children is amazing. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Leave me a like, comment, and sub. Help me get to that 1,000 subscribers mark. I really appreciate you guys. I'll see you on the next one.
Was missing was chaos. No matter how many adjustments he was willing to make, he couldn't adjust himself to become a chaotic, toxic man when he just wasn't that. And that's all I had ever been used to. You see, I had not taken the time to like truly heal myself after my relationship prior to him, which was with an abusive guy. Very abusive, emotionally avoidant guy.
It's one of them ones, guys.
Everything. Okay, I had not healed from that. Not enough to be with a person who was safe. And so one day when he pissed me off, I broke up with him like on a whim. Because the majority of my prior relationships were with like antagonistic men, I was not ready to receive someone who was safe.
I really don't like this. I'm not bashing her, guys. I love this video. I love that she's taking accountability, and I love that she's free to talk about it and basically say, yeah, I was wrong in this. That's brilliant. But I do want some thought to be put into what happens to the guy who ends up being the one who's heartbroken by you. Yes, you changed your mind, but essentially what tends to happen is, and men do this too, don't get it twisted, when you leave him and you break his heart, the same way you entered this relationship with baggage from previous, and then that baggage is the reason why you're unable to like love properly, is the same way he's going to go to his next relationship. Maybe he's loved you so much and he's bared it all, and the same way he's going to go to the next one and he's going to pull back. He wouldn't open his heart, basically. It's really sad. It's really sad. But some people don't think about that. Today's video.
I fumbled the man I probably should have married, and I'm making this post so that y'all don't do the same thing that I did. This is an accountability post. I met him on Hinge, and this was back when the algorithm was working a lot better, and it was like 2022, I believe. I didn't like his profile. I just knew he was gonna like me, and the next day he did. Normally I name names, but just in case he has a new girl and they're at peace, I don't want to disrupt his situation, so I'm not gonna name his name. But anyway, we met up quickly, we went on a date, and we ended up being like glued to each other pretty fast. We were like in a relationship within like a month, I believe. He locked it down. He was not trying to see me single. This man was fine. He was like 6'3", buff, long hair. He looked like Roman Reigns. Society would easily give him a 9, easily. And if you know me, you know who I'm talking about. But frankly, his looks were pretty irrelevant, honestly. He actually was very kind, very sweet, very empathetic, very emotional. Very into his emotions, but also quite emotional.
Hold on. Okay, it says, my commitment level is very high, which I express quite often. I'm never going to control you because that's not me. Okay, that's weird. I try my best to be the ideal boyfriend and future husband that you deserve. Okay, that sounds really, really intentional. Guys, as men, if you know this is the girl that you want, you need to be very intentional about your language, because that keeps them secure. And I like this language. I literally put you before me because that is what you're worthy of. You know I would do anything for you, and my actions of a line. That's good. I'm liking everything I'm reading. There's no other person I want in this life. I've already found you. Right? That's good. Let's keep it going.
Emotions, but also quite emotional. And, you know, he just had a lot of very positive traits. The number one being, he did not play about me at all. We went to brunch with his brother and sister-in-law, and they were kind of cold, like not really like, I don't know, warming up to me. And he called that out immediately. He was like, absolutely not. When his brother was not trying to get to know me after like we had met, he was like, can you put more effort in with Britt? Like, that's my girl. Like, put some respect on Britt's name. Like, he did not play about me at all. Good. I had never in my life dated a man like that. I had never dated a man who was on my side. Like, who, like, I don't know, defended me. I've never had that before. He also impressed my parents. My mom liked him a lot. She said I broke his heart, and honestly, I agree. And but yes, my parents liked him a lot. So we dated for like 6 months, and I kept feeling like something was just missing throughout the relationship. Like something. Yeah,
I'm waiting for a while. She broke up with him.
Communicate that to him, like, oh, I like you a lot, I love you, but like something's just missing. And I didn't know what it was, and this poor guy was just doing his best to try to figure out what was missing, like trying to make.
That is so bad. That's so bad. So you've got the guy hitting all your, I guess, wants, and you still saying something's missing. Let's find out what it is.
Adjustments, but like he just couldn't figure it out, and neither could I, because I didn't have the self-awareness that I have now. What was missing was chaos. No matter how many adjustments he was willing to make, he couldn't adjust himself to become a chaotic, toxic man when he just wasn't that. And that's all I had ever been used to. You see, I had not taken the time to like
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Remember to hit that subscribe button, guys. I really appreciate you guys watching my video today. Help me get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. Please share the video with your friends and family on your social media feeds. I'd really appreciate it, guys. Without further ado, let's check out today's video.
Baby, I've been with my husband for over 8 years, and let me tell you something. If he say he don't want me going out, baby, I'm not going. If he say he don't like the outfit I got on, I'm changing it. If he say he don't trust somebody, then guess what? I don't trust him either.
Okay.
If he say jump off a bridge, oh baby, I ain't doing that. I say this to say.
Okay, I was about to say.
Y'all call it control, I call it commitment. And baby, I love my man. I'ma stick beside him because he a good man. And that's period.
I was wondering where she was going with that, so I'm glad she stopped at the jump off the bridge part. Yeah, I get what she's saying. So there is a fine line. I did a video some time ago about it was a Muslim young lady who was talking about your husband is your master or whatever it may be. So there is some extremes to what she's talking about, but at face value, without going toward the extreme, marriage is a commitment. You're meant to take into consideration the feelings of your partner. So if your partner does say they don't like something, you should take that on board, you know, especially if you have a husband who's not controlling, and then out of the blue, he just says, I don't want you to go out today. You should listen to that. I think, personally. I don't believe in men being controlling. You're two people who have come together to form a unit, to love each other. There's some level of control, should I say. And I don't think control is the word I'm looking for, but there's some level of commitment that allows both of you to have some control over each other's movement. So for example, as a married man, I wouldn't be expected by my wife to be coming home at midnight, 2 a.m. Yes, she trusts me, but it's not something that I should be doing. Some of these things are also a way to give your partner that peace of mind, especially men. Our women tend to go off the rails a lot when it comes to their thoughts. Don't give them a reason to. Women tend to overthink and they tend to wonder, like, oh, what is he doing? Like, where are you? If you have a good relationship, this shouldn't be happening, but also you could add to that if you behave badly. Another example of that is how you acted with other women. If you're talking to another lady and you're being a bit flirty, you're gonna put some doubt into your lady's mind. So this is what I mean. There are elements of your relationship that have do's and don'ts. Sometimes these are interpreted as control, but they're not. It's a commitment. You have committed yourself to this person, and what that comes with is a contract, an invisible contract, like marriage vow says, forsaking all others. That means you can't look outside anymore. That means you do listen to each other. That means you do take into account what your partner thinks. And yes, if your partner says don't go to this place, you should be considering either having a conversation about that as to why, or sometimes, depending on how it's done, it can be a command that you just listen to. And I'm saying this very loosely because I know it can slip into the territory of control. And some men tend to go overboard with it, which is why I'm being very careful with the words that I'm using. Men, you're not supposed to control your women. Your woman is not your child. The video I mentioned at the beginning, the lady was basically behaving as if she was a child or a dog or an animal to the man, and I don't believe that that is how God meant for marriage to be. But there are elements of that, very in small doses, where, you know, a husband can tell his wife, don't do that, and she listens. And a wife can tell her husband, yes, don't do that, and he listens. There's elements of that in marriage, but there is an extreme to that, and normally men tend to be the one who go into that extreme, where if the woman, if he says stop and the woman doesn't stop, to him it's a red flag. No, she's not your child. She's not. But yeah, guys, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. I'm being careful the words that I use. The elements that she's saying do exist in relationship, but the way it's implemented is what matters. And that's what's going to decide whether your relationship is a controlling one or a relationship that basically recognizes that you are in a relationship. As a result, you can't behave in certain ways. And if you do, and your partner doesn't like it and he voices it, you should stop it. Guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Do you understand where I'm coming from around the dynamic of the two that I'm talking about, the commitment versus control? Let me know in the comments below. I appreciate you guys watching my video today. Before you go, if you enjoyed the video, please share it with your friends, share it with your family. Remember to hit that subscribe button. Help me get to that 1,000 subscriber mark so I can become a YouTube partner. Thank you guys. I'll see you in the next one. What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. Guys, I appreciate you watching my video. Please remember to hit that subscribe button. Help me get to that 1,000 subscriber mark this year. I really appreciate it if you can share my videos with your friends and family, share it on your social media feed to help me grow my audience. And if you enjoyed the video, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Let's check out today's video.
The men that y'all claim don't exist no more, I had that type of man. I had him. And I lost him because I was stupid, foolish, young, immature, possessive, mean, with a nasty attitude, ungrateful, entitled, and ignorant.
She looks like someone I know.
One who gave me roses, romantic surprises, lingerie, gift baskets. He cooked, he cleaned, he had roses and candles lined up to the floor.
So what happened?
Romantic. He would throw me $1,000 even when he wasn't rich just to go get my damn hair done.
Okay.
My toes, my nails was there. He cared about me. He played old school music and slow dance with me. He treated me good, took care of me, took care of my kids. I had a good man.
Damn.
And I lost him.
How did you lose him?
First of all, was shocked that I even got somebody like that. I had never had nobody like that before.
This is the trauma we were talking about, guys.
I'm just doing stupid shit to try to control him and put my claws into him, and it was unnecessary because I had somebody who loved me for real and did not cheat. Loyal. Oh, loyal.
What happened? Tell us.
If you got some man like that, please.
She looks like she's gonna cry.
Do the work. Be appreciative and be grateful. Don't be entitled.
Okay.
Do kind and nice things for him. Don't just be a taker. Give back. Respect him. Oh, respect him.
Very important.
Because that man, baby, he gone. He with a new woman. And she look happy as hell. She look happy as I did when I was with him.
Exactly. She's gone.
Before. You live, you learn. But I'm here to tell you, you guys always say, oh, there's no good men that don't exist. They exist, but they are rare. And if they came into your life, take this message as go get some therapy, go get some help, go heal, go work on yourself, and pour back into that man, because a good man will wake up one day. Good men are not
or he'll become red-pilled.
That they are a wonderful person to be with. They just love your ass. And when they love you, they stay and they stay and they stay and they stay because they hoping you will get it.
You'll change.
Together.
Yeah, I like that.
They're not staying with you because they don't know that they're a good man and they may not be able to get anything else. Oh, baby, he know.
I like that.
He counting down on your clock. He counting down on your clock. So work on yourself. Don't lose no good man, because I'm going to tell you, they are rare. And since I've been out here in these streets, it ain't nothing for me.
That's unfortunate. So you've lost it and now you can't find it again. That's unfortunate.
That's all. That's the tea. That's the word. I hope I can help somebody today.
This is so unfortunate because I did a video already, guys, with a young lady who had a similar message about letting go of a good guy. And my sentiment is still the same. As much as I love, and look, guys, I'm not bashing these girls. I'm very pro men, and not in a way where I feel like men are right every time. I don't think so. I'm just protective of men who are like me. Right? Let's put it that way, because I know that when I was growing up, I was the man who was well-intentioned, who wanted to get the girl that I could spend the rest of my life with. I had a lot of flaws. I came from trauma as well, but I was well-intentioned. And if I had ended up with the wrong woman, I think I wouldn't be any different from the red pill young men we have today if I had just ended up with the wrong girl. But I thank God, because look, I will say there is some, not luck, but there is some God-given intervention here, because I don't think everything happened because I did everything right. I think God also watched my back, and I believe he does that all the time. But it just makes me wonder what would have happened if I ended up in the wrong woman's hands. And the Bible warns of this, guy. He tells the young man not to fall into the hands of a harlot or a wicked woman. There's clear scriptures that talk about that, because it says that they can reduce you from your manhoodness, your manliness, into a piece of bread. And those scriptures just show how dangerous it can be to enter the wrong relationship. And again, I love what this lady has said. I love her accountability. But I just wonder, yes, she said that good men know that they're good men, not all the time. She said good men are counted down on your clock, not all the time. That, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes good men can be insecure and they just need the right woman to bring the treasures out of them. It does happen that way sometimes. Sometimes the good man just needs the right woman, and once he gets that right woman, he just skyrockets in value. Ladies, you need to be aware, as much as you're here saying you let go of a good man, a lot of ladies have done this to good men, and they have flipped those good men from being good men into chads, or they've flipped them into men who are basically just haters of women. It has happened. And this is why I'm saying it could have happened to me, because it happens all the time. It could have happened to me. What would have happened if I met the wrong woman? Be careful, I would say. I'm an advocate for marriage. I believe young people should be getting married. I just believe that you should be intentional. Don't let the blind love be the one to lead you. And don't be dumb. Don't be silly, right? You will see red flags. And I'm not talking about the one where the woman or the guy is like 8 out of 10. And you're still wanting something else. I don't like that. I'm saying he uses drugs, or he's criminal. He like those kind of stuff, or he doesn't take family seriously. Like, there are certain things you can look at that will give you a general sense that this is not the kind of man that you want to start a family with. I say all of that to say this confession is very good, and it's good for men to hear this. But a lot of those men who go off from women like this, because she said she was being controlling, she was doing things she wasn't supposed to do just to get at him because he was a good man, the good guy, those men end up heartbroken, and then they turn into red pill, and then never-ending cycle. What do you guys think of this video? A lot of her comments are men who are just basically saying, oh my God, a woman's taking accountability, shocker. That's kind of the general gist of the comments, and it just goes to show you that men in general are the ones who get rejected the most, and they have to live with it for the rest of their life. They've had a girl that they love, they gushed over, and the girl basically treated them like trash. I'm saying this because, ladies, you have the power here, because men are chasing you. They want you, and there's many who have this experience. Unfortunately, if the guy doesn't fit a certain bill, he's bad boy, mysterious, got money, all that stuff, they tend to not get the chance. And it's reflected in the comment. And as much as the young lady is doing a wonderful thing here, it just ends up triggering trauma in the men from the ladies that they've gushed over and wanted to do right by, be good men by, and unfortunately they got treated like trash. It is what it is, guys. It is what it is. But yeah, this video is really good. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I appreciate you guys watching my video. Remember to share the video with your friends and family. Help me get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. I'll see you guys on the next one.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Yeah, exactly. Look at the lady next to them. If you don't know what's happening, these two are going viral. Like, it's been literally 24 hours. And they're going viral because they got caught at a concert. Kiss Cam basically caught them. They looked like they were really, really cozy. And the way they responded caused everybody to basically go look up who they were. And everybody found out that they're both married. And I think the guy is the CEO and the lady worked for his firm. That's what's happened. It's crazy.
An update on the Coldplay concert affair. This is Andy Byron, the CEO of the data company Astronomer, and Kristen Cabot, the chief people officer of the same company. Yep, they're both married. Not to each other, but it gets worse.
Exactly.
Sitting directly next to them was Alyssa Stoddard, senior director of people at Astronomer, a newer hire who just got promoted. And based on her reaction, it was obvious that this was not a spontaneous, innocent outing. One thing is clear, the entire company might have known something was up. One user even wrote, that's going to be one awkward board meeting, if not a couple divorces too. As for Andy's actual wife, she's moving swiftly. She's already removed his last name from her social profiles, deleted all their photos together, and gone completely silent, while her comments are flooded with messages of heartbreak and support. One of the top comments reads, SIS, lawyer up. You deserve so much better. Meanwhile, Kristen's been wiped from Astronomer's Up About Us page in what some are calling a quiet internal response to the firestorm. It's unclear if Andy will follow, but this level of viral attention may force action. What Coldplay thought was just a cute fan cam moment has turned into a full-on HR disaster with 20M+ views, a potential divorce, and an entire tech company dragged into public scandal.
I'll put the video sources in my descriptions. What can we learn from this? Don't cheat. Everything done in the dark will come to light eventually. This is actually in the Bible. This is scripture in the Bible. Anything that you do in secret, the Bible says, will eventually come to light. It could take 20 years. It could take 30 years. You will eventually be exposed. That's just how life is. What's so amazing about this is the way it happened. It's so improbable that it's amazing. I think probably the wife, if she was a woman of faith, would just attribute this to God. Really, the exposure of this was just phenomenal, right? People saw the video. If they had probably played it off, they would have probably gotten away with it. But because of the way they reacted, everyone looked at the video and people started searching them up on the internet and basically found out who all three people in the video were. It's hilarious. This is what the red pill promotes. The red pill, the CEO guy is seen as a high-valued man. Guys, you've heard that phrase before. You've heard it many times. He's seen as a high-value man. He's a CEO of a company. He's...
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Yeah, exactly. Look at the lady next to them. If you don't know what's happening, these two are going viral. Like, it's been literally 24 hours. And they're going viral because they got caught at a concert. Kiss Cam basically caught them. They looked like they were really, really cozy. And the way they responded caused everybody to basically go look up who they were. And everybody found out that they're both married. And I think the guy is the CEO and the lady worked for his firm. That's what's happened. It's crazy.
An update on the Coldplay concert affair. This is Andy Byron, the CEO of the data company Astronomer, and Kristen Cabot, the chief people officer of the same company. Yep, they're both married. Not to each other, but it gets worse.
Exactly.
Sitting directly next to them was Alyssa Stoddard, senior director of people at Astronomer, a newer hire who just got promoted. And based on her reaction, it was obvious that this was not a spontaneous, innocent outing. One thing is clear, the entire company might have known something was up. One user even wrote, that's going to be one awkward board meeting, if not a couple divorces too. As for Andy's actual wife, she's moving swiftly. She's already removed his last name from her social profiles, deleted all their photos together, and gone completely silent, while her comments are flooded with messages of heartbreak and support. One of the top comments reads, SIS, lawyer up. You deserve so much better. Meanwhile, Kristen's been wiped from Astronomer's Up About Us page in what some are calling a quiet internal response to the firestorm. It's unclear if Andy will follow, but this level of viral attention may force action. What Coldplay thought was just a cute fan cam moment has turned into a full-on HR disaster with 20M+ views, a potential divorce, and an entire tech company dragged into public scandal.
I'll put the video sources in my descriptions. What can we learn from this? Don't Don't cheat. Everything done in the dark will come to light eventually. This is actually in the Bible. This is scripture in the Bible. Anything that you do in secret, the Bible says, will eventually come to light. It could take 20 years. It could take 30 years. You will eventually be exposed. That's just how life is. What's so amazing about this is the way it happened. It's so improbable that it's amazing. I think probably the wife, if she was a woman of faith, will just attribute this to God. Really, the exposure of this was just phenomenal, right? People saw the video. If they had probably played it off, they would have probably gotten away with it. But because of the way they reacted, everyone looked at the video and people started searching them up on the internet and basically found out who all 3 people in the video were. It's hilarious. This is what the red pill promotes. The red pill, the CEO guy is seen as a high valued man. Guys, you've heard that phrase before. You've heard it many times. He's seen as a high value man. He's a CEO of a company. He's everything that women would want. And what the red pill promotes is that he's allowed to do this very thing. He's allowed to cheat. The wife should suck it up, stay with him, let him do his thing. And because he's a high value man, he's allowed to do that. Most of the red pill would say this is fine, right? And the woman is the problem if she doesn't accept it. It's unfortunate. Young men, those of you who are trying to get married, those of you who are getting married, exercise self-control, exercise the fruit of the spirit. This is not the type of life that God wanted for you. God ordained that you should get married. Marriage is difficult. Yes, it is. There are going to be things that you're going to go through, but it is your duty to find solutions in those issues so that you can both cross over to the other side. And when I say the other side, from my experience, from what I've seen and studied around marriage, there's always this beginning part of where you try to fit in with each other. You have a lot of strife and you're butting heads a lot. If you can get over that hurdle, you get to this peaceful, calm seas of marriage where you're just good. Like everything is fine. You know how to operate each other. And you can move forward with any problem. You can work together and move forward with it. But during that time, when you're, all over the place, if you're not careful, you end up in this type of situation. And what happens? You keep the secret. It goes on for a long time, and then 20 years of marriage, and eventually God's going to expose you, and then you lose it all. Don't do it. This is the enemy's trap. This is how the enemy traps husbands. This is how the enemy traps wives. Cheating is not of God. I know a lot of African families who the parent went to Africa, had themselves a side chick, had children, blah, blah, blah. And then eventually it comes out, right? The children find out that, oh, you have a stepbrother somewhere. The wife finds out there's another wife somewhere. It's not worth it. Exercise self-control. If you're having issues in your marriage, seek counsel, seek support. There are people out there who can help you rather than going down this route. And guess what? If you're in that position, the enemy will send you someone. There will be someone who's going to be, in your DMs or at work, giving you the attention that you didn't get from your wife. And then you get lured in. Look, guys, I'm of the camp that as a man, you shouldn't do this, period. Like, I'm not going to have mercy on you when you do stuff like this. But I'm also aware of the power of seduction. I'm aware of it. So I don't think anyone is above it. I don't think you can just say you're strong. There's a reason why the Bible says flee. There's a reason why the Bible says run away. At the sight of this evil, specifically seduction, the Bible says run. Joseph had that in the Bible, the queen of his land. He was second to Pharaoh and she wanted him. The guy left his coat in her hand and he did the right thing. He ran. So I am aware of the power of seduction. If you fall into the hands of someone who wants to seduce you, if you don't run, you will fall into her hands, and vice versa. Some people don't think men can be seducers, but they can be, 100%. If there's any significant update, I'll let you guys know. Obviously, most people are guessing they're going to get divorced, and obviously she's going to get payday because he's a CEO. So, and if they've been married for years, he's done. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think this is acceptable? Do you think this is okay? If you're a red pill follower, do you think this is fine? Do you think the woman should just suck it up and accept it and let him do his thing once in a while? Or you're on my side and you think this is unacceptable? Men really need to practice self-control. Let me know what you think in the comments below, guys. Remember to leave a like, comment, and sub. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share the video with your friends and family. Share it on your WhatsApp, share it on your Instagram, share it on all your other platforms. Help me get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. I'll see you on the next one.
Who you putting first, your son, your father, or your husband? Okay, why y'all put husband last? Let me know something.
I love my daddy and I love my son. I can't. I birthed my son. Why wouldn't he be first? And my daddy, like, man, that's my daddy. Come on, you my husband.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Guys, remember to do all the YouTube stuff. Hit that subscribe button. Help me get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Share the video with your friends and family. Let's check out today's video.
Who you putting first, your son, your father, or your husband?
My son. I'm putting my son first. My father, then my husband.
My son.
Okay.
And then my daddy. And then my husband.
My son. And then who? My
I'm
father,
guessing all
then
these
my
people
husband.
are not married.
Why the husband last? Let me know something.
Because regardless if me and him together or not, my daddy and my son gonna be there. So
Okay.
Son and husband. Or my son, my husband, then my daddy. My son, my father, my husband, yeah.
Okay, why y'all put husband last? Let me know something.
I love my daddy and I love my son. I can't. I birthed my son. Why wouldn't he be first? And my daddy, like, man, that's my daddy. Come on, you my husband.
Husband, son, father.
Oh, okay.
I feel like if I get married, my husband is supposed to be like the head of the house. That's supposed to be, you know,
That
the
girl
leader
looks
or
like
whatever.
Rihanna.
And then, yeah.
Okay, I would say those guys are not married, and I'll probably be right. What would be the correct order? For a lady, I know for a fact my wife would choose her children first. That is normal. There's absolutely no reason why we should fault that, because women, their motherly instinct is like on 1,000. My wife would say her son, then me, then her father. That's what she would say. And that's what anyone who's married in a family would say, in my opinion. The Bible says a man will leave his home, leave his mother and father's house, and cling to his wife. That basically means once you cling, that's your family. That is it. That's it now. Yes, mother and father exist, but because now this is now your new priority. So this question is not as controversial as like what was that stupid question that we had before? The bear, where the women were choosing the bear. This is not as controversial as that. As a man, what would I choose? I would choose, as a man, I would choose my wife first, then my kids, then, you know, parents. Me and my wife played a game before where we were like, you know, if you were, you know, guys, you know the typical questions, or if you were stranded in a boat, the boat is sinking and you can only save one of the two, your child or your spouse, right? My wife immediately said she would save the child, which makes sense. Logic mind, me, I said I would save her, and she lost it. She's like, how can you do that? You have to save the child. Of course, we all don't know what we're gonna do in this situation, so we're just giving answers for the sake of it. But in my head, I think to myself, I would save the wife and we can have more children. Logic. But yeah, these questions are just like questions that get us thinking, but we all don't know what we would do if we were in that situation. So guys, let me know what you guys think. What would you choose in this situation? Do you think I'm wrong or right? Do you think they're right or they're wrong? Who would you save, your wife or child, if you were sinking in a boat? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Remember to hit that subscribe button, guys. And if you enjoyed the video, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Share the video on your social media feeds. Help me to grow my channel. I'll see you guys on my next video.
I fumbled the man I probably should have married. And I'm making this post so that y'all don't do the same thing that I did.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Guys, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Help me get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. And guys, if you're enjoying my videos, please share it on your social media feed. Share it with your friends and family. Help me to increase my subscriber count so that I can reach my 1,000 subscriber mark this year. Without further ado, let's check out today's video.
I fumbled the man I probably should have married. And I'm making this post so that y'all don't do the same thing that I did. This is an accountability post. I met him on Hinge, and this was back when the algorithm was working a lot better, and it was like 2022, I believe. I didn't like his profile. I just knew he was gonna like me, and the next day he did. Normally I name names, but just in case he has a new girl and they're at peace, I don't want to disrupt his situation, so I'm not gonna name his name. But anyway, we met up quickly, we went on a date, and we ended up being like glued to each other pretty fast. We were like in a relationship within like a month, I believe. He locked it down. He was not trying to see me single. This man was fine. He was like 6'3", buff, long hair. He looked like Roman Reigns. Society would easily give him a 9, easily. And if you know me, you know who I'm talking about.
Okay.
But frankly, his looks were pretty irrelevant, honestly. He actually was very kind, very sweet, very empathetic, very emotional. Very into his emotions, but also quite emotional.
Well done. Okay, it says, my commitment level is very high, which I express quite often. I'm never going to control you because that's not me. Okay, that's weird. I try my best to be the ideal boyfriend and future husband that you deserve. Okay, that sounds really, really intentional. Guys, as men, if you know this is the girl that you want, you need to be very intentional about your language, because that keeps them secure. And I like this language. I literally put you before me because that is what you're worthy of. You know I would do anything for you, and my actions are aligned. That's good. I'm liking everything I'm reading. There's no other person I want in this life. I've already found you. Right? That's good. Let's keep it going.
Emotions, but also quite emotional. And, you know, he just had a lot of very positive traits. The number one being, he did not play about me at all. We went to brunch with his brother and sister-in-law, and they were kind of cold, like not really like, I don't know, warming up to me. And he called that out immediately. He was like, absolutely not. When his brother was not trying to get to know me after like we had met, he was like, can you put more effort in with Britt? Like, that's my girl. Like, put some respect on Britt's name. Like, he did not play about me at all.
Good.
I had never in my life dated a man like that. I had never dated a man who was on my side. Like, who, like, I don't know, defended me. I've never had that before. He also impressed my parents. My mom liked him a lot. She said I broke his heart, and honestly, I agree. But yes, my parents liked him a lot. Okay. So we dated for like 6 months, and I kept feeling like something was just missing throughout the relationship. Like something.
Yeah, I'm waiting for why she broke up with him.
And I would communicate that to him, like, oh, I like you a lot, I love you, but like something's just missing. And I didn't know what it was, and this poor guy was just doing his best to try to figure out what was missing, like trying to make.
That is so bad. That's so bad. So you've got the guy hitting all your, I guess, wants, and you still saying something's missing. Let's find out what it is.
Adjustments, but like he just couldn't figure it out, and neither could I, because I didn't have the self-awareness that I have now. What was missing was chaos. No matter how many adjustments he was willing to make, he couldn't adjust himself to become a chaotic, toxic man when he just wasn't that. And that's all I had ever been used to. You see, I had not taken the time to like truly heal myself after my relationship prior to him, which was with an abusive guy. Very abusive, emotionally avoidant guy.
It's one of them ones, guys.
Everything. Okay, I had not healed from that. Not enough to be with a person who was safe. And so one day when he pissed me off, I broke up with him like on a whim. Because the majority of my prior relationships were with like antagonistic men, I was not ready to receive someone who was safe.
I really don't like this. I'm not bashing her, guys. I love this video. I love that she's taking accountability, and I love that she's free to talk about it and basically say, yeah, I was wrong in this. That's brilliant. But I do want some thought to be put into what happens to the guy who ends up being the one who's heartbroken by you. Yes, you changed your mind, but essentially what tends to happen is, and men do this too, don't get it twisted, when you leave him and you break his heart, the same way you entered this relationship with baggage from previous, and then that baggage is the reason why you're unable to like love properly, it's the same way he's going to go to his next relationship. Maybe he's loved you so much and he's bared it all, and the same way he's going to go to the next one and he's going to pull back. He wouldn't open his heart, basically. It's really sad. It's really sad, but some people don't think about that.
And loving and kind and caring. Maybe I didn't think I deserved it. Maybe I couldn't recognize what it was. My nervous system didn't know what to do with safe. My parents were kind of emotionally unavailable. Growing up in that dynamic, you kind of look for that in partners as well. So I ended up with emotionally unavailable men back to back to back. That brings me to my next point. For a while, what I felt like the relationship was lacking was him being a true leader. He would defer to me to make a lot of decisions because he felt like I was more intelligent than him. He would want me to like plan stuff. He would want me to just like make a lot of choices that I felt like the man should make.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I wanted like a leader in the.
Okay, guys, there's absolutely nothing wrong with what she's saying in terms of, so basically she's wrong to feel like that was wrong. And a lot of women do this a lot, where they complain about, oh, I'm the one planning this, I'm the one planning the dates, I'm the one doing this. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. what's important here is, what are your strengths and weaknesses? If you're good at something, do it. Because whatever you do in your relationship is for the betterment of the relationship. And if you're weak in certain things, ask your partner for help with those things. Money is one of the biggest ones that causes issues in relationships. Sometimes the woman is better with money. The man needs to be able to delegate that to the woman. I'll talk a bit more about leadership at the end of the video. Let's keep going.
The way that I saw leader, how I viewed it. But like, knowing that he has weaknesses and that I have strengths, and then deferring to me where he's weak and letting him take the reins where he's strong is leadership. Like,
yeah.
Okay, he can
so you just said what I just said though.
And whatever, but he may have needed help with planning and stuff that he's not so good at, but I just couldn't see that at the time because I was dumb. I thought I needed 10 out of 10 boxes checked. But relationships are not found, they are built. Soulmates are built. Boxes can be built. If the person is at 7 or 8 and the last 2 need some work, you can meet them halfway. They can meet you halfway. Adjustments can be made. You don't have to
well done, girl.
So though he had 8 of my 10 boxes, I was still too traumatized to accept him. I couldn't regulate my own nervous system fully yet. I had gotten to that point at 25 and met a very abusive man at 26, and I lost all my progress. So I still needed chaos, and I ruined it. The next guy I dated after that ended up being another avoidant who was emotionally unavailable.
So she's basically going from relationship to relationship.
In my entire life. So I got my karma pretty fast, I guess. Let this be a lesson. If you've met someone who's good, they protect you well, they show up, they love you, but you feel like something's missing or something feels off or whatever the case may be, or it feels boring, make sure that something is not the trauma that you're used to. Make sure that, you know, you have healed enough to even receive what they're offering you. You don't need a perfect man. You just need a man that checks enough boxes that you can work with the rest. Anyway, that Angel wasn't even on social media like that, so he'll probably never see this.
She said Angel.
If you do see this, I hope you're doing great.
Okay, guys, this video was really good. I really can't fault her. I think she did really well articulating what happened in their relationship. But a few things I want to add to this. So the leadership thing that she mentioned is something that I talk to young people a lot about. And as I mentioned while the video was playing, one of the best attributes of leadership is delegation. A good leader knows how to delegate. One of the best ways to delegate is to give somebody who is better or capable, more capable than you in a particular task, the task that you can't do. And like I mentioned just now, guys, money is one of the best examples of this. If one of you is better with money, that person should be handling that task. If one of you is better with, I don't know, the children, because some ladies, believe it or not, are not great with children. It is what it is. Guys, you know about postpartum and that kind of stuff. Women get depressed, they get upset, they're unable to cope. And some men are just way better with children. It happens. It really does happen. And your job as a man is to be able to notice that in your wife and be like, okay, she's not great with this, and this. I can take that. And then delegate the parts of your children. Let's say you have a baby, the parts of your children that she can handle and you know she can handle it. Delegate that to her. So it could be you bath the child, she dresses the child. She feeds the child, you put the child to sleep. Delegation is one of the most important things. And in relation to this young lady, the young man did the right thing. Ladies, you tend to be really good at planning. And what that means is that you will continue to seek that ability in us. But unfortunately, you're misdirecting your energy because whatever you do in that relationship is only going to be for the betterment of your relationship. So if you end up being the good planner, plan your dates. Guys, you tend to get like these coupons and these codes and whatever, rock climbing somewhere, parachute somewhere, right? Swimming over there. Like, you guys tend to be really good at getting those type of things. Just be like, babe, I got this ticket. Can we go? It literally only goes for the betterment of your relationship. Do not have a selfish mindset. If you end up being the one, say, planning the date, or maybe deciding when next you're gonna go out, or whatever it is that you believe to be the thing that he should be doing, especially if the guy is doing things, right? It's not a situation where the guy is sitting on his bum and he's doing nothing, he's not doing anything, he's not working, he's not doing whatever. He's actually doing things. There's certain things that he does that fulfills you. It's just this place here, this one thing here, he's just not doing. It is a selfish mindset to ignore all the good things that your guy is doing and just say, oh, he's not planning our dates. It's selfish. And what that gives is the whole, I should be sitting here and you should be doing this for me and doing this for me. And that's what it's giving. Don't see anything, any aspect of your relationship as something that he should be doing, you should be doing. No, see your relationship as, this is the person that I love. This is a person that I enjoy being around. I want to make them happy. That's the number one way that you need to see your relationship. And then do things for them to make them happy. The person on the other side is supposed to be doing the same. The way you will do that is not going to be the same. He brings you flowers. You may not give him flowers, right? Because you're not a flowers person, but you might buy him shoes. You might buy him a watch. Everything you do just matches up together, but it's different from your side and it's different from his side. The story of Joseph comes to mind when it comes to leadership, guys. One of the things about Joseph's story that we don't notice is how Joseph went from obviously his family home to the prison as a prisoner, and then went to Pharaoh's home as a servant. In the prison, he's a prisoner, but the prison guard or the prison officer or the prison manager noticed this guy is really good. He's got a way about him. He's good with the prisoners. Maybe he was able to manage the prisoners. He was able to get them to do things. Everywhere he goes, things were happening. Joseph, you be in charge of this. That is called leadership. The Pharaoh is the same. He did his thing, and then Pharaoh was like, there's something special about you. You're quite good in this, and this. And from what you just said to me, you've got the wisdom to do whatever it is that you've just said to me. So I'm going to put you in charge. You're only answerable to me. Joseph did not become the leader of those people. He just ended up being second to them. So he still had a manager. He still had somebody managing him. But those managers were wise enough to be like, Joseph, you are gifted, you're good at this, so you do it. That is the sign of great leadership. Another thing I wanted to mention about this video, guys, is that trauma thing. I don't think she understands the gravity of this from her side, because she's speaking from her point of view, but she doesn't understand the young man's point of view. He now possibly could become red-pilled, or he could become that young person who has been traumatized by you. You've broken his heart, and she admitted it in the video that even her parents admitted that she did him dirty. When he was in the relationship with you and he gave it his all, but it wasn't enough, when he goes to the next one, he's not going to give his all. And this is how the cycle continues. So be mindful of that, ladies and guys, as you go through relationship. I really don't believe in young people going from one guy to another, to another, to another. I don't believe in that. A lot of times we get screwed over by our feelings, right? We get the puppy love, we fall in love, and then love blinds all reasoning. Everyone can see right in front of you, this guy's not meant for you, but all reasoning gets destroyed. But that's by the by. The other thing I wanted to mention is that the trauma thing from her side, it needs to be recognized that when you make terrible decisions and then you enter relationship, those terrible decisions follow you, and then that person you enter a relationship with has to be the one to take on the brunt of that. And I don't think that's fair. I don't know what it is. And this is one of the reasons why the Bible has been very clear about how young people get into a relationship, making sure that they are pure, making sure you don't have sex before marriage. These are the reasons. And young men and women, please listen to this. It doesn't matter how much you love the person. If the person is not ready to change, if they're not ready to leave trauma behind, if that makes sense, if not ready to heal, and she's said that quite rightly, there's nothing you can do. Women, you guys tend to get into this loop where you see a bad boy and you're just like, I'm gonna change him. There's nothing you can do. The last thing that I wanted to say, again, this is no slight to her, but young ladies, be careful of this mindset that there's better out there. The grass is greener on the other side. Most women tend to do this. And that is that they get a guy who is 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10. And instead of working with that, 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10 is amazing. Sometimes women don't get lucky. They just get 5 out of 10. Sometimes less than that. But there are young ladies who end up getting the 8 out of 10s or the 7 out of 10s. And they think to themselves, I can still do better than that. Because I've seen a lot of young female Christians who have a good guy. He's a young man. He's in the faith. He's doing his thing. He's working hard. There's nothing wrong with him. But they always like, there's more. I can do better than this. What ends up happening is that they blink and they're 30. They blink and they're 35. And then they remember that, oh, I could have just had the 8 out of 10 that I had. Do not fall for this trap. I don't know if anybody has sold you guys this dream. Marriage is not easy. It is the most beautiful thing, but it's not an easy thing to manage. It takes work. You're never gonna get everything perfect. Marriage is work. You're going to go through things with your partner. Sometimes you're going to clash with your partner. Life is gonna lie, for the good and for the bad. Don't fall for this trap where you get the 7 out of 10, you get the 8 out of 10, and you're still not satisfied. He's only 5'9". He needs to be 6 foot. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I really enjoyed this video. I think this young lady was very sincere. I hope she finds somebody in the future. I think she alluded to the fact that the young man is probably moved on already. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I appreciate you guys watching my video. Remember to hit that subscribe button, guys. Help me get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Share the video with your friends and family. Help me to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. I'll see you guys on the next one.
The love I have for her, the desire to make sure that she grows up safe and loving environment, free from any trauma. I didn't know that this is what I needed in my life.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I appreciate you guys watching my videos. Help me get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. Please hit that subscribe button and try and share the video, guys. I would really appreciate it if you take the extra step and share my video. Share it on your WhatsApp, share it on your Facebook, share it on all your other platforms. This would really help me to grow the channel. I'm really trying to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark this year. I appreciate you guys. Let's check out today's video.
How has fatherhood changed you?
It's changed everything about me, I feel.
It opened up my heart, allowed me to feel things that I didn't even know I had inside of me, man.
It's re-inspired me as a creative.
It's helped me reprioritize.
It gives me a lot more empathy for people that I see around.
Before I became a parent, a lot of my friends were like, oh my God, it's so much stress, it's so much work. And I'm kind of mad because it is so much fun. Yeah. And I feel like people don't talk enough about how joyful every day is a blast for me.
It's given me a lot of perspective in what's most important in life.
More patience and more presence. Having a kid really forces you to slow down and take stock of what's going on, like right in front of you.
100%. It's given me more patience, being more attentive.
It's definitely helped me be a lot more selfless.
The love I have for her, the desire to make sure that she grows up safe and loving environment, free from any trauma. I didn't know that this is what I needed in my life.
It's interesting what that last person said, which is that I didn't know this is what I needed in my life. Guys, before I make any of my further statement, I want you to know that it is possible for someone to say they don't want children. I did a video a long time ago where I was, I guess, finding it hard to understand how that was possible. And while trying to unravel that entire concept, the conclusion I reached was that if God has given us the power of choice, then it's possible for someone to pick the opposite of what you think is like the decision to make. So essentially, I was able to kind of quantify those decisions, because I used to watch these videos and I used to be like, how, especially the ladies, I used to think to myself, wait a minute, how can you go against the very thing like only you can do? Like nobody can do this in this planet except you. Like this is the thing that only a woman can do. And then I realized that that's the power of choice. So I say all of that to say it's possible for men and women to decide that children is like the last thing on their mind. But I just felt it was amazing to hear this young man say, from the way he said it, it's not something he wanted. It's not something that he felt he needed. But once he had one, and once he got a child, he realized that actually this is what I was made for. And that's very important, guys. You have to understand that a lot of times we don't know what we want, and some of the decisions we make are based on what people have told us. Sometimes our experiences. For example, I talk about marriage a lot on this channel. A lot of people are running away from marriage because of what they've heard about it, because of the failures of, say, their parents. It's a harsh truth, but parents ruin marriages for their children because they didn't do well in their marriage. Your child sees how you treat your wife, your child sees how you treat your husband, and they grow up to say, actually, I don't want that. But sometimes you get a child who has that kind of mindset, but then gets a good man or a good woman and realizes that, oh my God, I could have missed out on such an amazing life if I had allowed my trauma to control me. So I put this to you guys, right? Especially young people who maybe you're listening to these ideologies online that tells you don't need children or tells you, you know, children are too expensive. On that note, guys, schools are closing down. I knew about it because obviously I have children, but I didn't know on what scale it was until this week. Like, schools are merging. Like, there are 2 schools, massive schools are turning into one, and other schools are closing down. Guess why? Blew my mind. Apparently, we're not having as much children anymore as back then. Guys, remember we had the epidemic of teenage pregnancies? Apparently that's gone, whew, that's gone down. Not because something positive has happened, no, but because it's too expensive. Can you believe that? That's, wow. And it's true, isn't it? Because if you remember back in the day, the teenage pregnancy, there was a lot of money put into government to look after them. Like, you get pregnant, you get a flat, the government looks after you. But now it's different. It's not as straightforward anymore. You don't just get pregnant and get a flat. And not just that, if you do find yourself in that position, the money you get from the government, the benefit system, is not enough anymore. It's not enough to support you and a baby. So a lot of people are now opting. It's so sad because the result of that is not because of anything good. It was just because hardship. I don't know. But I say all of that to say, guys, look, this is the same thing that I say about marriage. You know, don't let your trauma, don't let the things you've heard from people, don't let negative news, because really and truly, I say this all the time, if you want to find out something good about something, you can find it. Also, if you want to find out something bad about something, you can find it. I can go online now. Guys, I have a reaction channel. I'll put it on the screen right now. I react to trailers, movies, and all sorts, right? So we criticize. I can go online now, and for a movie that is hated to the max, I can go on another side of YouTube or another side of the internet, and I can find people who love that movie. That is the power of choice. So the same way you can see the internet flooded with people saying they're hurt, people saying that men are trash, women are trash, whatever it may be. The same way you can find in a corner of the internet where marriage is being held to the utmost degree of respect, where people are telling you good things about marriage. They're telling you that my husband is amazing. They're telling you my wife is amazing. They're telling you my children are amazing. They're telling you this is the life that you should have. You don't know what you're missing. That's how it is. And this is what I see with these men. It's amazing to see this. I think this is amazing, seeing men be more involved with their children. I mean, this should not be something that should be special. This should be a norm. And I think most fathers, apart from the deadbeat ones who run away, most fathers get this type of moment with their children, the present fathers. Anyway, so it's interesting to see them in this mode, and it's just lovely to watch men take their place in their homes and in the lives of their children. Guys, what do you think of this video? What do you think about what I've said about the power of choice, the possibility of people actually convincingly telling you they don't want children? It is possible that they have this epiphany once they have children and regret their choice. But it's also possible that actually we've heard of people who had children and they had the postpartum, they hated having the child changed their life, and they just can't cope. It's possible. It is possible that some people are just not built for that. They're just not built for parenthood. It is possible. But this was amazing. Fathers, if you're in your child's life, stay in your child's life. Be present. Be involved. Go to all the school stuff if you can. Go to all the activities. When they're home, play with them. Watch movies with them. Watch programs with them. Play games with them. We're in a digital day. Do everything with your child. Before you know it, you blink, they're gone, right? They're taking on the world the way you did. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. I appreciate you guys watching my video. See you on the next one.
No, say what you just said.
I'm just saying, as soon as y'all realize the fact that when you get off of work, you don't get to lay down. You don't get to lay down. You don't get to relax. You don't get to go to sleep. Get it out your head. There's still stuff to do. We got laundry. We got trash. We got bottles. We got dishes. We got quality time. We have things to do. Okay. Now, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock roll around. All right, cool. Go to bed. That's what bed is for. But at 5 o'clock, when you're getting off, you don't get to go to sleep. You don't...
Okay.
As soon as that clicks, it gets
that
together,
depends on the dynamic of the relationship.
Go viral for this one.
It's a real thing. Because when I get off work, I'm still
Okay,
working.
there you go.
When did you become in control of my bedtime?
There you go. That's it. She said the right thing. Yeah, she's married to you. Of course she's in control.
Don't tap my phone with it.
And then point one.
Exactly. I agree with that.
Dos.
She's right.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
I was watching to see what she was basing her reasons on, and she proved herself at the end. One, she works as well. Sorry. This is a 50-50. So you definitely can't come home. If she's gone to work and come home and you've gone to work and come home, you definitely have to meet in the middle around doing the things around the house. You as the man cannot just go and rest and do whatever. You need to do something. If she was at home by herself all day, not working from home, actually just at home, and her thing is to be a stay-at-home wife, then we can say, okay, come on, stop it. But if the wife is going to work and you're going to work as well, when you come home at 5:30, 6 o'clock, you need to do something. Guys, listen, it is what it is. You need to do something. You need to help. And I don't condone or advise the allocations of tasks. What that leads to, it leads to some form of resentment when someone doesn't do something. What I advise is that you both basically just chip in. Like, you're not going to do everything every day. I've seen couples do things where they allocate tasks to each other, and then one day one person in the marriage is like, oh, I'm a little bit tired today, and they don't want to do it, and as a result it causes issues. I don't like that. Let it be known that this needs to be done, and then when you guys come home, get it done. I mean, well, I don't know. I think allocation of tasks is a bit dicey. It is what it is. But yeah, there will be some things that need to be allocated. When the husband comes home, just tell him this is the stuff you're doing. Sure. But be careful with that mindset, because you're human beings. You have choice as well. There will be days where you're going to come home and you just be like, look, I'm not on it. It's not like you're going to do that every day. If you do that every day, then you're scum. You're stupid. You're dumb. But once in a while, you're going to come home and it's been a, uncharacteristically longer day. Like, it's like, this day is crazy and you're going to want to relax rather than do anything.
Divorce to be made illegal?
Yes.
Why?
Yes, because I don't think what we have today is really marriage. What is marriage? It's for better or for worse, for richer or for poor, in sickness and in health, till death do us part. That's what marriage is supposed to be. But feminists have ruined marriage for the people that actually believe in marriage.
How?
When there's a 50% divorce rate and the average marriage
Why is that all down to the women, though?
I didn't say that it was all down to the women.
So why feminism?
You asked why I want divorce to be banned.
Yeah.
Can I finish that first? So I'm saying, the people that believe in divorce, go be in long-term relationships. Leave marriage for the people that actually believe in for better or for worse, for richer or for poor, in sickness and in health, till death do us part.
You find the man you want to get married to. Are you saying you will be with that man whatever happens the rest of your life?
Yes, for the vows that we're supposed to live by.
How do you know you can keep them?
I mean, I think it's a choice. And that's the thing, like, women are so willing to leave marriages because they're not happy. This is not about happiness. The most important thing is the children. And the problem is we have a modern society where it's me,
She's
my
right
feelings,
in some
leave
of
when
the
I
cases.
feel like it, instead of doing what's best for the kids.
All right, guys. So here's my thing. I don't really like her. I don't. And she's just another embodiment of like the red pill. And the one thing that I hate about the red pill, apart from the fact that they're so extreme, is that they tend to give you a lot of positive, a lot of true or facts, and then they mix in like extreme ideologies into it. Like, for example, her saying abolish divorce. But what she's talking about is true. So it's like you wrap you give it a nice wrap, and then but inside it is really like corrupt messaging. Another reason why I don't like her is because she's not married, and a lot of the things that she says are things that we know she doesn't know what she's talking about. You're not married. You haven't held a marriage. I think she's not even been able to hold a relationship. So she has no like standing to say all these things. What makes it so bad for her is not because she's just another random single girl online talking about relationships. It's the fact that she says outlandish, crazy stuff just to go viral. Having said that, what she said in terms of the vows is absolute facts. The rice is in the pudding. Like, the words of the vows tell you everything that marriage is meant to be about. Which is why, guys, in one of my previous videos, I said it's not a decision that you make lightly. You don't just decide I want to get married and then you just jump into marriage. You have to consider your cost. Marriage really isn't for everyone. Like, even in the Bible, marriage was not for everyone. But it is something to be desired, especially if it's something.
When you get off of work, you don't get to lay down. You don't get to lay down. You don't get to relax. You don't get to go to sleep. Get it out your head. There's still stuff to do.
When did you become in control of my bedtime?
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Appreciate you guys watching my videos. Guys, please share the video on your WhatsApp and your Facebook and all of the platforms. Help me grow my channel. Help me get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. Let's check out today's video.
No, say what you just said.
I'm just saying, as soon as y'all realize the fact that when you get off of work, you don't get to lay down. You don't get to lay down. You don't get to relax. You don't get to go to sleep. Get it out your head. There's still stuff to do. We got laundry. We got trash. We got bottles. We got dishes. We got quality time. We have things to do.
Okay.
Now, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock roll around. All right, cool. Go to bed. That's what bed is for. But at 5 o'clock, when you're getting off, you don't get to go to sleep. You don't.
Okay.
As soon as that clicks, it gets
that
together,
depends on the dynamic of their relationship.
Go viral for this one.
It's a real thing. Because when I get off work, I'm still
okay,
working.
there you go.
When did you become in control of my bedtime?
There you go. That's it. She said the right thing. Yeah, she's married to you. Of course she's in control.
Don't tap my phone with it.
And then point one.
Exactly. I agree with that.
Dos.
She's right.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
I was watching to see what she was basing her reasons on, and she proved herself at the end. One, she works as well. Sorry. Is this a 50-50? So you definitely can't come home. If she's gone to work and come home and you've gone to work and come home, you definitely have to meet in the middle around doing the things around the house. You as the man cannot just go and rest and do whatever. You need to do something. If she was at home by herself all day, not working from home, actually just at home, and her thing is to be a stay-at-home wife, then we can say, okay, come on, stop it. But if the wife is going to work and you're going to work as well, when you come home at 5:30, 6 o'clock, you need to do something. Guys, listen, it is what it is. You need to do something. You need to help. And I don't condone or advise the allocations of tasks. What that leads to, it leads to some form of resentment when someone doesn't do something. What I advise is that you both basically just chip in. Like, you're not going to do everything every day. I've seen couples do things where they allocate tasks to each other, and then one day one person in the marriage is like, oh, I'm a little bit tired today, and they don't want to do it, and as a result it causes issues. I don't like that. Let it be known that this needs to be done, and then when you guys come home, get it done. I mean, well, I don't know. I think allocation of tasks is a bit dicey. It is what it is. But yeah, there will be some things that need to be allocated. When the husband comes home, just tell him this is the stuff you're doing. Sure. But be careful with that mindset, because you're human beings. You have choice as well. There will be days where you're going to come home and you just be like, look, I'm not on it. It's not like you're going to do that every day. If you do that every day, then you're scum. You're stupid. You're dumb. But once in a while, you're going to come home and it's been a, uncharacteristically longer day. Like, it's like, this day is crazy and you're going to want to relax rather than do anything. Let there be room for that, is what I am saying. Rather than, this is your allocated task, and then when it's not done, then you've got problems in the marriage. But from her point, I don't know what the guy thought he was trying to do on the phone. Again, guys, I did a video before where a lady was disciplining her child by cutting off her hair. Please stop videoing everything. Everything is not about going viral. There's certain conversations and discussion that are just meant to be private between you and your kids, you and your spouse. But from what he was saying, he was trying to pretend as if he doesn't know what she's getting at when he asks, oh, since when did you control my bedtime? Yeah, and she rightly answered the question. Look, you put a ring on it, I'm your wife. Number two, you got a kid. Sorry, and I agree with her. I think she's absolutely right. Men now who are part of the red pill think they can be all, you have to be the woman and you have to be the woman, man. They're not even able to get the woman to be a traditional wife. They're not even able to let the woman like settle at home, not having to work, and they pay for everything. And yet they still want the woman to do everything now. I'm not for that. I'm not for that. I do believe if you're a stay-at-home lady, mother, wife, whatever, yeah, then do everything in the home. Ask your husband for help. There's nothing wrong with asking him for help, even though you're at home. But you don't get to be like, oh, do this, do this, do this, do this. That's just my opinion. If you've got that type of marriage where both of you are going to work, men, do something, do some work. Hold that child, right? Clean the kitchen, mop, hoover, do stuff together. Also do it together so that there's no rigidness to your relationship, if that makes sense. I appreciate you guys watching my video. Guys, remember to share the video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what you think in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one.
What is marriage? It's for better or for worse, for richer or for poor, in sickness and in health, till death do us part. That's what marriage is supposed to be. But feminists have ruined marriage for the people that actually believe in marriage. How?
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I appreciate you guys watching my video. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. Please do share my videos with your friends and family. Share it on your Facebook, share it on your WhatsApp, share it on all your other platforms. Help me get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. Like, share, subscribe. Let's check out today's video.
You want divorce to be made illegal?
Yes.
Why?
Yes, because I don't think what we have today is really marriage. What is marriage? It's for better or for worse, for richer or for poor, in sickness and in health, till death do us part. That's what marriage is supposed to be. But feminists have ruined marriage for the people that actually believe in marriage. How? When there's a 50% divorce rate and the average marriage is 8 years. Why is that all down to the women, though? I didn't say that it was all down to the women.
So why feminists?